Hey everyone, happy Sunday morning. Lemony Snicket did not win. Um, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Hey, so Sunday morning, and I told you last night that I was going to get there early this morning and give you a post. Talk a little more about Jonah. Last several weeks we've been talking about prophets, about Jonah. We talked about kings and judges, and the people seeing God's work, and then the people forgetting and doing evil in God's sight, whatever that means, whatever that looks like. So, going into Jonah, and we're going to talk about Nahum and figure out what the two have to do with each other. So remember, Jonah was a prophet. A prophet is a spokesman for God. At this time, Old Testament, before Jesus came, there really was no Bible. There was nothing written. So when God wanted to share his word with people, he had to share his word with people. And he did it through the prophets. Jonah was a prophet, the only one who disobeyed God originally. Jumped the boat, went to Tarshish thinking he could run away, called to go to Nineveh. Nineveh, remember, is going to figure very big in our story. Big storm comes up, realizes sailors to save themselves have to throw Jonah in the sea. Jonah realizes it, agrees. Big fish swallows him. Last week he got digested, then got vomited out onto a beach. And that's where we're at today. And it says, this is chapter 3 of Jonah. It starts off, and it's kind of interesting. God says, get up, go to a great city, Nineveh, and preach to it what I tell you to say. God's spokesman. God gives a prophet the words, prophet delivers them. So this time Jonah went. The city was big. 3 days took to walk across the city. Remember, this is the capital of the Assyrian Empire. Largest empire in the Middle East at this time. Nineveh's big. It says that it took 3 days to walk across the city. Jonah did it. And he had one message for the people. After 40 days, Nineveh will be destroyed. 40 days. And all the people in Nineveh believed God and what Jonah told them. So they put on sackcloth and ashes. And I had to look this up. And it says that the king put on sackcloth and ashes. He made a command that everyone should, that we should fast. Maybe God will change his mind. The end of the story, God does. He does not destroy the city. But what is sackcloth and ashes? Why would you wear it? Sackcloth is just what it sounds like. What's a burlap sack made out of? By potatoes. It is a sack. Sackcloth is the same stuff, except you wear it. And ashes are just what it is. Ashes, dust. So the question I had was, why sackcloth and ashes? Because we see that a lot in the Old Testament. Sackcloth at this time was a way to show humility before God, to show one's place of man below and of God above, unworthiness, repentance. It's kind of like humbleness, taking the pride away. God, I took your place. I tried to do things my own way. I thought I was the big shot. And sackcloth reminds people and everyone around that they are repentant and God's in control. Ashes really does come from Genesis. Ashes, ashes, dust to dust. When we die, we come from ashes. It's a way to express humility, but it's also a way to express sorrow. Some say it symbolizes death, but it's more death to self, death to sin, death to disobedience to God. Sorrow. Sackcloth and ashes, sorrow and repentance. And let me fall on my face, and I will worship you. That's what it represents to God. It says that he commanded people to fast. No one should eat or drink. Had to make sure that I knew what fasting was. Fasting was used as a way to bring oneself closer in tune with God and His will. Closer in tune. So when you would get hungry, when you get thirsty, those grumblings, those rumblings were to remind one that food and water doesn't satisfy, but God does. That's really what it is, a way to get closer to God. And it says God changed His mind. So Nineveh is not destroyed. Nineveh is saved. Next week I'm going to end the story of Jonah. This kind of ends Jonah. It doesn't have a lot to do with Nineveh, but it is kind of it's an interesting ending. All right? So we'll do that next Saturday. In the meantime, that's going to close us out for today. I hope that you guys have a happy Sunday. Remember, we're here Wednesdays to answer your questions at FL Compass Church. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And write us. Check out all the updates at www.flcompasschurch.org. Be blessed, and we'll see you Wednesday.